Steve Loomis cannot stop putting his foot in his mouth. Cleveland.com reported that the Cleveland Police Union president said, "We can only hope the Rice family and their attorneys will use a portion of this settlement to help educate the youth of Cleveland in the dangers associated with the mishandling of both real and facsimile firearms. Something positive must come from this tragic loss. That would be educating youth of the dangers of possessing a real or replica firearm. Maybe the police should educate themselves on the open carry laws of the state of Ohio." This man still sits on the Community Police Commission, a body appointed after the consent decree from the Department of Justice in 2015. This man sits on a committee that is designed to comply with the consent decree. Commission member Dr. Rhonda Williams assures me that no policy they have put forth so far has gone past Loomis. She assures me that they are working to get him off the panel as he is only there as a provocateur reporting the recommendations back to the police union, who in turn tells the Cleveland police. The consent decree says that by December 2016 the Cleveland police must develop a bias-free policing policy based on the Community Police Commission's recommendations. The policy will be used in hiring decisions and promotion of police officer decisions. The Cleveland consent decree is divided into 15 divisions, with 462 enumerated items. At least some of the provisions have been identified as unique to Cleveland. A civilian inspector general who will review the work of the police officers. This position will be appointed by the mayor but report to the police chief. It is intended to provide an additional layer of accountability and scrutiny. 6. An equipment inventory that must result in a study by the police that shows what is needed. 7. On Friday, June 12, 2015, Chief U.S. District Judge Solomon Oliver Jr. approved and signed the consent decree. 8. The signing of the agreement starts the clock for numerous deadlines that must be met. These deadlines include: within 90 days, September 10, 2015, the City of Cleveland and the U.S. DOJ must appoint a monitor. The monitor, in turn, within 120 days of appointment, must develop a plan to conduct compliance reviews of the police department. The monitor's term lasts a minimum of 5 years. 9. The 13-member Community Police Commission must be established. The commission will make recommendations on community-oriented, bias-free and transparent policing. Once established, they must hold meetings throughout the city. 9. CDP must designate a crisis intervention coordinator to foster better communication between the police department and the mental health community. 9. Within 120 days, October 10, 2015, Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson 9 and the Cleveland City Council will have to place a charter amendment on the ballot that ensures a transparent process for appointment of police review board members. 9. Within 150 days, November 9, 2015, a system for tracking complaints must be established by the Cleveland Office of Professional Standards. The office will have 90 days to develop criteria for both standard and complex complaints. 9. Within 180 days, December 9, 2015, the Federal Monitor must survey Cleveland communities to determine how their perceptions of police have changed. The survey will be conducted every 2 years, with public reports being filed every 6 months on how well the police department is following the consent decree's requirements. 9. CDP must put together a mental health advisory committee. This committee will help officers develop better strategies for responding to incidents involving mental health issues. 9. The Office of Professional Standards will develop a revised operations manual and make it available to the public. 9. CDP must develop a training curriculum in accordance with the consent decree. 9. CDP must start using a department-wide email system to improve communication. Patrol officers will not have access to information about misconduct allegations. 9. Within 270 days, March 8, 2016, The police department must revise its field training manual to put it in line with the consent decree. It must also develop a mechanism for recruits that allows them to provide feedback about the effectiveness of their training. 9. Within 365 days, June 12, 2016, CDP will have the systems in place to monitor police outreach to the community. The federal monitor will assess how well they work. 9. CDP will provide current officers with training in use of force decision-making, use of force reporting requirements, the Fourth Amendment, and de-escalation of conflict techniques. 9. CDP will implement a uniform use of force reporting system. 9. CDP will ensure that all officers have gone through at least 8 hours of crisis intervention training. 9. The Office of Professional Standards must train investigators on how to conduct in-depth administrative investigations. 9. The City of Cleveland must provide the public with information on how to file complaints through the Office of Professional Standards. The city must also train police personnel on how to take civilian complaints. 9. CDP's Training Review Committee must develop a written training plan for recruitment and training. The plan must ensure police officers are effectively trained in accordance with the consent decree's guidelines. 9. CDP must assess equipment needs relative to satisfying the consent decree. 9. CDP must complete a study to determine how many sworn officers and civilian personnel it needs to fulfill its responsibilities and comply with the decree. Within 180 days of completion of the study, CDP must develop a staffing plan. 9. CDP must implement mandatory training for all supervisors as aligned with the consent decree. 9. CDP must create a plan to modify the officer intervention program to better manage and identify problem police officers. 9. Within 18 months, December 12, 2016, CPD must develop a bias-free policing policy based on the Community Police Commission's recommendations. The policy will be used in hiring decisions and promotion of police officer decisions. 9. But Loomis wants the Rice family to spend settlement money on educating youth to not upset unstable officers? This man needs to step down from the commission at the very least. People in the city of Cleveland would like to see him ousted, along with his union, from Cleveland entirely. This man doesn't know when to shut up. Related.